Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Lauren Conlin and Jarrett Ferentino, and we are jumping on quickly to give you an update on the Delphi pretrial hearings. There are a lot of motions being filed, and I know many people are trying to catch up. They have questions, myself included. I have a lot of questions. So, Jarrett, I want to ask you and have you just talk about these motions and what do you think the craziest filing is?
So there are a lot of motions that have been filed, Lauren, and they were litigated this week before Judge Gull. They filed a motion to suppress north of 50 alleged admissions or confessions that have been made by Richard Allen while he's been incarcerated. The defense has filed a motion to sanction the prosecution for certain discovery violations. They filed a motion to have Richard move back he's currently in state prison, back to Carroll County because he's now housed 200 miles away from his lawyers. And really, though, to me, the big news is you're starting to see the strategy of the defense here. There have been web sleuthers and much discussion about Odinism in this case. And Odinism is a pagan religion, goes way back, basically saying that Abby and Libby's murders were actually ritualistic killings. And the defense is now trying to say, we are entitled to defend our client, which no doubt they are, and in support of this Odinistic theory, have offered the testimony of an author, someone who's viewed as an expert in paganism and human sacrifice and ancient religions, really. Um,
Mm.
Her name is Dawn Promuter, and so she testified and identified all these factors that she says suggest that Abby and Libby weren't killed by chance by Richard Allen on the bridge that day, that it was in fact a religious sacrifice.
Wow. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, look, I don't want to prejudge this, but here's
Mhm.
the factors that Ms. Promuter has identified. She says that the fact that Abby and Libby were killed outside, the fact
Yeah.
that their throats were slashed, certain blood evidence is consistent with Odinism. The fact that it happened on February 14th, in addition to being Valentine's Day, is a sun up, sun down pagan holiday.
Mm.
And then notably, too, the placement of certain sticks and branches at the scene are actually like Odinistic runes, Runes, for those that want to look it up. Really, those are the factors that they're saying that Ms. Promuter is saying suggest, in fact, this was not a killing of opportunity. This was, in fact, a human religious ritualistic sacrifice.
Wow. I mean, that's a bombshell. And it's crazy that we seem to be encountering a lot more of these with Daybell, obviously this. And I don't know if God's Misfits could be considered, a religious killing, but my goodness, I mean, stop with this already.
Well, and the other thing, like prosecution's done a good job, I think, of rebutting this. They're saying, look,
Yeah.
there was a bullet casing that was found at the scene, and certainly religious killings would not utilize a firearm.
Yeah.
They took issue with some of the conclusions that Ms. Promuter made, that she went beyond her scope of expertise about some of the forensic findings. They're saying that, they have all this or significant pieces of evidence in support of Allen with no connection to these kinds of claims. So, look, I think that I look at this and I say, I get it,
Mm.
but a lot of people are murdered outside. And I would say that, as the prosecution
Yeah.
saying, the branches and placements are the things you would use to hide the body. So these are the things that you can argue fit in both camps and don't make a lot of sense, otherwise. So I don't know where
Right.
the judge is going to come down on this. She's had a lot to look at over the past week. This is a wild case. It's set for trial in October. But I think, just to be safe, she allows them to present this testimony. There's also, Lauren, some evidence, and there's a motion regarding that the prosecution was aware of this Odinistic theory, and a retired detective had looked into this and generated a report, and that wasn't properly turned over. So it also is a claim of the defense that prosecution is trying to hide this stuff. So we'll see.
Oh
I mean,
no.
it's wild. I mean, this
Yeah.
this thing, it's not a joke. I mean, you write this off quick. People look at this and think, "Oh, that's a joke." There's something to this. I'm not suggesting that it's going to result in the exoneration of Richard Allen, but there's
Mm.
some teeth here. It's something that they have to deal with, and the judge is going to have to deal with it.
This is Incredibly interesting. So thank you for keeping us up to date on this. I'm not, I need to get dialed in and all caught up because I'll admit I'm definitely behind. So I've got some homework to do. Thank you so much. You are also clean shaven. I like that.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm sorry. I had to just point that out. It's Friday, so you're
It's like a
living.
bad haircut. It grows back, so we'll see.
Stop. Okay, guys. Just wanted to pop on, give you all this information. Everyone have a great weekend, and we will catch you next week for Wednesday's episode of Primetime Crime Live.
Thanks, Lauren.
Bye, Jarrett.